Shalom. I want to start giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Akal Kadah. Respect and honor to the teachers and elders and apostles who brung us to this word, who taught us this word, but the Lord made us understand this word to whatever understanding He allowed us to achieve in this, because we all don't know everything in this book, But we learn as we go, whatever the Lord decides to open up that part of the brain to give that information to us, which is the Holy Scriptures. Salutations to all you brothers who laying your life down on the front line, up and coming teachers and apostles. And this is another episode of Glad Tidings Ministries, because this is the good news. And the good news is all about Israel, So this is the AM breakfast, This is the AM breakfast, We're going to start off with Barak in the Apocrypha, And we're going to start at Baruch, chapter 4, And this is verse 1. And it says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." Well, let's just meditate on that alone. It says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endures forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." Makes you wonder about the things that are happening around in the world today. You know, how the people's falling away. Ain't nobody got time to be thinking about the Lord. Everybody's busy on their schedule. They busy getting that money, getting that paper. They busy getting high. They busy chasing after some female's funky ass tail that mad men done hit and been with. You got everything tainted down here. And why is that? People stray. They're straying from the Lord. They're doing their own thing. So you got a world just full of people or zombies being controlled, or what the Lord would call them reprobates. You are a reprobate when you don't come into the foundation, into the glory of the Lord. And then it says, this is in Baruch, chapter 4. We on verse 2. "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in thy presence of the light thereof, that thou may be illuminated." That thou may be illuminated. Illuminated. So this word is so powerful that it would make one illuminated, but not anyone. So let's go to illuminated. Let's look at it. What is the definition of illuminated? What is the Okay, hold on. We're going to have to spell it. ILLUMINATED.
Illuminated.
Lit with bright lights, a large illuminated sign. Because this is the way. So this is the sign, a large illuminated sign. The signs are the words that's in this book that we spit out to the people, but not literally spit out, but that we preach to the people. Having pages of letters decorated by hand with gold, silver, or colored design. to supply or brighten with light, to make luminous or shining, to enlighten spiritually or intellectually. That's all you need to know. Okay? So at first, when you come into this, like I remember before I got into this, it was boring. It was corny. But I always had a zeal for the Lord, but not according to knowledge. I always had a zeal, and all of us have a zeal for the Israelites have a zeal for the Lord, but not according to logic or not according to knowledge. But all of us have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. Okay? Because you don't have sound doctrine, you don't have the truth in the denominational churches. Okay? So you don't have no light in that. You know, you're actually dross that people are. You know, you see ashy ass like so called like ashy ass South Africans. They don't have that glow to them. Okay, it looks ashy. Okay, and that's what it is when you're in denomination. We all don't preach the same Lord. We all don't serve the same power. Okay, it's only one Lord. Okay, the Lord is not plural, meaning that He can be, because there's a certain way that you have to worship the Lord, and what it is our people in these denominations, but they're serving the Lord in vain. Yeah, they saving the Lord in vain. So some may say, well, who gives you the right to say that yours is the truth? Because we go strictly by scriptures, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Okay, that's why. Now we still in Baruch, but we're gonna go to Isaiah 21. And thy ear shall hear a word behind thee. And this is the way. Walk you in it. Okay, so I use the scripture because it says in Baruch chapter 4, it says, all that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. So I could be dying. But what does it say in Isaiah 30, verse 20? And thy ear shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. Verse 22, it says, Isaiah 30:22, it says, you should defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and ornament of molten images of gold. Thou shalt cast them away as a mincerous cloth. Thou shalt say unto it, get thee hence, get out of here. So all those idols and things that a lot of our people have in their homes or the churches that they're part, okay, it's idol worship. Okay? So in that day, the Lord says going to say the people going to throw that shit right out of their homes. They're going to get rid of that. Okay, all the statues and stuff like they're saying, like Mother Teresa's going to protect them and look over them and all that other stuff. The Lord going to throw that out, man. Like it says in Second Ezra, it's only one road, man. You know, so it's only one road that one man could pass through one at a time. Okay, you can't bring your uncle, you can't bring your mama. This is your path. You got to walk through, and that's what a lot of people don't get, man. You can't hold hands and take your sister with your brothers, your cousins, your dad, even your mom and your dad, people that you may truly love. Okay, this is a path that every man has to. Let's get that. Let's hold that and get that. I ain't used that in a long time. Going to Second Ezra. Second Ezra 7:6-8. Okay, so this is Second Ezra 7:6-8. Okay, this ain't on here. This is the Apocrypha, so I'm just gonna read it to you. Second Ezra 7:6-8. Second Ezra 7:6-8. There is also another thing. Here it is. Second Ezra 7:6-8. There's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field and full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there, this is my part, where a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. That's right. So this is saying that it's going to be trouble in this truth. It's going to be a way. It's going to be. In other words, it's like the gold child in the fire. You know, you're going to go through tribulations. You're going to go through ups and downs in this truth, just like Yahweh, you know what I'm saying, just like he did. But you're going to have to take your fear and trembling. You're going to have to go through these things, man. You're going to have to go through this walk. You know, and this path that you go through, it's like a path through a jungle, lions, tigers, and bears, and killer insects. You know, you're gonna have to go through that path by yourself, and this is gonna prove your worthiness to the Lord. You know, you can't just speak upon it and just speak with words, but have no actions behind it. You know, you got to be a doer of this word. You can't just say, "Oh, I got a relationship." See, that's the thing with Christians. They just feel as though they could just say the Lord's name, which they're taking out of vain, because you're not doing no work. The greatest work on the planet Earth is what? To do this work. Okay, preach to the people, tell the people the good news, glad tidings, the good news. What is the good news all about? This good news is that the Lord did not forsake his people, and the Lord is coming back for Israel. That's the good news. Now, many people get offended, many people get upset, but we don't give a damn about their feelings. We don't care about if they get upset. We have to do according to the Lord's will. You know, so this is the good tidings, man. Don't you want this? You see more of our people keeping up, you know, giving us beef about this more than the nations. The nations just don't give a damn. They like, yeah, they'll walk away. They don't give a damn. But our people go hard about trying to get other people and saying that this ain't the truth. When we giving them full ammunition with these scriptures, and they still buckling up. And you know what that shows you? That shows you that this is spiritual. That every person or every individual can't get this. This ain't just something like for partaking of the Passover. Every individual that's not living that life, they can't take over that partake of that Passover. You know, come in once a year like the churches do. The churches let everybody come in at that year. They don't know what they was doing. You have to be circumcised. You have to clean the unleavened out your house. And that unleavened really is really talking about also piercing your heart, cleansing your heart, and depending on the Lord. Let's get back into that. Okay. So these are Isaiah 30:22. The precept of Isaiah, the precept verses Isaiah 14:8. Ephraim shall say, "What have I to do any more with idols? I have heard him and observed him. I am like a green fig tree. From me is thy fruit found." This is the point, verse 9. Who is wise, and he shall understand? Who is wise, and he shall understand these things? Prudent, and he shall know them. For the ways of the Lord are right, and the just shall walk in them, but the transgressors shall fall therein. Here it is, that's it. 10:29. Proverbs 10:29. The way of the Lord is strength to the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. And here's the thing, this is what stupid Christians do, right? Yeah, stupid. What they do is they say to you, um, you you've never made any mistakes in your life? You never did anything wrong? See, the whole thing is not about making mistakes. Everybody might fall short, okay? But here's the thing, you don't repeat those same mistakes, or you don't do those same things. When it comes to the Christ, you are a new creature, right? Isn't that's what the word say? When you come into, that's what 1 Corinthians 5:11 said. Let's get that. I'm sorry, 1 Corinthians 5:7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that you may be a new lump. Yeah, get rid of that old man, those old ways, okay? And you're supposed to be becoming a new man in Yahushua. As you are unleavened, for even Yahushua our Passover is sacrificed for us. And then it says 8, therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, hatred, envy, hate for your brothers, okay? Because, not treating your family right, stealing, lying. Neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness. You don't want to keep the leaven of malice and wickedness, okay? But with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. As it is said, I write unto you in a epistle, a letter, not to company with fornicators. What is fornicators? Okay? Fornicators is twofold. Fornicators is an individual that's dealing with different gods, and fornication is also dealing with a woman that's sleeping with many men. A man can't really fornicate, but he can only fornicate spiritually, as far as dealing with different what is it different denominations or different gods or stuff like that. So he can fornicate as far as dealing with, like, we fornicate. Oh, fornicate, when you fornication, you're sleeping with another man's wife. That's adultery, I believe, though. Okay. But fornicating with different worship. First, one day you're a Muslim, then one day you a Pentecost. You don't know what the hell you want to be, and that's Israel all day and every day. Okay, and it says, yet not altogether with fornicators of this world, or with covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters, for then must you need to go out of the world. Yeah, not to be part of the world. Be part of the people that's doing those things in the world. Because remember, we just read that they're going to bring you, this is life or death. So the people that you join to is either going to bring you life or bring you death. And let's just take it on a fleshly level, on a carnal level. You hang with the people that you hang with, and you can see how far you'll get if there was negative. If you hang with people that's bullshitting, all they're gonna do is drinking all the time, okay? Not having their priorities right. Everything is fun time, and guess what? When you in a bind, none of them niggas is gonna be there. I'll say that again. When you in a bind, you all trapped up and you need some kind of help, none of them niggas is gonna be there. So that's just on a fleshly level, a carnal level. You gotta have good people around you, people that's going to upbuild you. This is fleshly we really want to talk about spiritually, but this is so powerful, so this even lets you know, even dealing with a fleshy people, a friend ain't a friend that smoke a blunt with you or just drink with you, just for good time, a friend should be there for good times or just to be a friend when you don't have any of those things, which those things, weed smoking, it defiles your body. You know what I'm saying? So you can have it in the herb form. Okay, boil it like a tea, but you can't smoke it. You can't consume it. You can even in a gummy bear. Yeah. So that's all on that. Okay. Now let's go back to Baruch. I'm reading Baruch. This is an apocrypha, so just hang with me. It says, I'm gonna go to verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in thy presence of thy light thereof, that thou may be illuminated. We went over that. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Those are the other people. Those are the denominations and stuff like that. Jehovah Wickedness, Islam, um, anything that's not dealing with this book. Okay, and therefore they say it's a white man's book. Okay, Christians that don't stand up for the truth, that'll lie in front of you at the very table and say that God loves everybody, so they could do what they want to do. That's why they're a Christian, and they won't be able to be in this fold because you have to speak the Lord's truth and His vows and His principles throughout the. You have to sing them on the housetops. I'll say it says what is it, Isaiah 58:1. Okay, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, because we're in the business of saving lives, not killing lives or taking lives. You're taking a life when you don't say what the Lord say in the Bible, the things that He accepts and the things that He's not accepting. When you pacify the situations on a thing, you are killing your brothers and sisters. So that means you have no love for your neighbor. And when the Lord comes, He's going to say, get here out of here. I never knew you. You got to have people in your family they don't stand up, man. They just there for good time. You got to stand up and tell the people. Somebody come to you, like let's say if you had a niece or a nephew, and your niece and your nephew come to you on a barbecue, a family barbecue, and you're having a good time, and they come to you, and let's say your niece or nephew say to you, and you're having a good time, you know how you got a little wine in your stomach, you didn't see your niece and your nephew for a long time, and let's say one of them come up to you and say to you, hey, what do you think about homosexuality? What would you supposed to do? What are you supposed to say? Well, according to the Lord's ways, and we follow the Lord, that homosexuality is against the Bible. But you know what a Christian would do? And that's not bashing. Okay, that's telling the people the truth because, like I said, you're in the business of saving lives. So you must tell the truth, and the truth will set you free. Is that not true? But you niggas got it all mixed up. A Christian will lie. He'll say nothing. You know what he'll say? He'll say, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Yo, live your life the way you want to live, man. Or whatever like that. Where's that in the Bible to say live your life the way you want to live? So you damn sure can't be an Israelite. You must be a Christian or something else. See, this is the time of being bold, man, and speaking the truth, and nothing but the truth, but help you, the Lord. Speaking the truth, so help you, the Lord. Our kids is being all mixed up and confused, and you want to sit there and pacify it? A lie? You want to pacify a lie? You can still love your nephews and nieces, but you got to tell them the truth. Niggas don't stand up for nothing. Niggas have no balls, no nuts. And then it says, verse 4, Baruch, verse 4. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Then it says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. Yeah, because you're not telling the people the truth. You joining hands in hand. What does it say? Hand joined the hand should not be unpunished. So you sitting here lying, nigga. You lying. You trying to be cool with everybody. You hoping people like you, so you lying. And you telling people, see, this is why in this truth, man, you're going to have a lot of enemies. You ain't going to have a lot of friends. They'll gather together with one consent to go against you. That's how you know you're in the right place. That's how you know you're in the right place. These niggas that have secret counsel and meetings about you, about your teaching, because your teaching, it says the word, this word right here is so spiritual, it cuts people. It gets into their very soul and their mind. It irritates them. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like throwing holy water. You ever see The Exorcist? When the so-called priest threw water on the exorcist, on the demon, and she's like, I burns. You see what I'm saying? You have to tell the truth, man. And people just don't, they don't want to be in that situation. So right now, what I do, fuck them. Excuse me. What I do, I don't waste my time preaching this to anybody or talking to them. And I don't let nobody come on my page. I'm done with that. I'm just gonna preach it. I'm gonna preach it, put a video out. Maybe sometimes when I'm strong enough, when I can, I'll go out there and preach this gospel on the highways and byway. But I'm not breaking people's hands. I'm not. See, when I first came in, I was so happy to know this. But niggas don't. They just want to hear it. It's like something to take and play with. But they really don't want to do this work. I've seen men that come in here and go. They went to another religion and Egyptology. They just dropped they just turned their back on the Lord. Read that again. Look at that. Whew. It says, you were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. Yeah. I seen brothers that was Israelites. They said they was Israelites then I had other brothers that introduced me to other brothers, and they had one thing in common. They was all full of shit. Full of shit. You know, they dropped this thing here. You know, you can't take your hand off the plow, man. Are we gonna get that? They just stopped it. And you know what they did? Went back in the world drinking, hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with a drink. But they just forgot about the law all over. See, those are the niggas that we're gonna get in the kingdom. They're not messing us up for us again. We're not going back into this miserable 400 or 500 damn near years of slavery, of oppression, because of a nigga like that. It's a big game to them. You know what it mostly is? A hangout thing. Hang out, man. Let's drive around. Let's look for girls. You know what I'm saying? You might have a good thing more than them, and they might try to bring you down to them. It's bullshit. It's wickedness. But thanks to the Lord, man, if you stick with him, he'll stick with you. Thanks to the Lord, when you stick with him, he'll stick with you. It says, but because you moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto your enemies. Because of niggas like that, we was delivered to our enemies. For you provoked him. What? For you provoked him. For we provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. Yeah, so we go to those denominations and everything like that, man. We sacrificing unto devils. We giving our worship, and our worship is in vain because all of them say we serving the same God, aren't we? No, we're not. We are not. This is a special privilege for things. These are for people who who are ordained and the Lord called them, or he called them. That don't mean they're chosen, and that even goes for me. But I tell you one thing, we damn near got a better chance of being beamed up when them chariots come than our other neighbors that don't know this Bible. Because remember, the Bible, this word in Baruch chapter 4 is life. And those who stray from it is death. And when you take the life and you eat the good fresh from life, the good vegetables and minerals, you see how your skin start glow? You are illuminated. You're shining. Because this word makes you shine. Glad Tidings Ministries. Shalom.